Hello, welcome back to another season of NBL1 action. Garen, I'm so excited. NBL1 season is just around the corner. And here we are in a totally new set, totally new format, new year, new us. I'm James Milan and this is my co-host.
Garen Cordian, and welcome.
Yeah, it's good to be back, Garen. I tell you what, without NBL1, my life has been somewhat meaningless. So I'm excited for this season. We're obviously going to be commentating again for the Norths Bears. But this year we're going to be doing it a little different. We're going to be doing a lot of Bears content as usual because the Bears is in the heart, you can't get them out. So we're going to be doing a lot of that, a lot of preview shows, a lot of post-game interviews, pre-game interviews, a lot more content to come from us. But also we're going to be covering the NBL1 East Association, the whole competition more. So look out for us on social media, YouTube and Instagram. We'll put the links down below. So you can follow us as we go on this journey of NBL1 East second season. Of course, we got off to a flying start last year. The NBL1 East inaugural season was everything you could hope for and more. Of course, taking over from the Waratah leagues. Of course, we loved our Waratah league, but to have this nationwide competition was really good, really great. And to have the finals in Melbourne, which were just exciting, thrilling. Glad to be back for another season.
100%.
All right, so we're going to get started now with our Norths Bears 2023 NBL1 East season preview. All right, so we're going to start this preview with how last year ended up for the Norths Bears, starting with the Norths Bears NBL1 East men's team. Garen, how did last season go for the Bears boys?
Listen, there were times that the season was turbulent. We had injuries, we had players in and out of the roster. But the key thing was we made it to the finals rounds, or the semi-finals rounds, falling short against a really tough Illawarra squad led by yours truly, Kiwi Gardner, who's now an assistant coach for the G League team, Stockton Kings in America. So it was a tough outing, but nonetheless, we had a great season. A lot of players stepping up, players such as Pat Sanders, Mike Golding, Brendan Reimer. Just a lot of key players stepping up, but new season, new faces. So
yeah, and of course the Bears finished in 5th spot, which is a pretty good finish considering a bit slow out of the gate to start the season, but ended up with a 22-13 record, which is pretty impressive under Coach Matt Johnston. Now, there has been a bit of news from the Bears coaching staff heading into the 2023 season. Bears legend Matt Johnston has stepped down, so we have a new coach coming in. Garen, who's the new coach for the Bears now?
Yeah, firstly, congrats to Angus Burke. Angus Burke, obviously a familiar face around the Bear Cave, played his junior basketball, rep basketball here at the Norths Bear Cave. Also helped out assistant coaching with our Waratah leagues in previous years, and a rep coach for our juniors also. Most recently was the Illawarra assistant coach, and now currently an assistant coach with the Canberra Capitals, coaching our favourite Nicole Munga.
Yeah, shout out to Nicole Munga.
Congrats for being the NBL1 head coach, and probably one of the youngest NBL1 head coaches in the East, I might say. And joining him in the coaching staff is none other than Kings legend Tom the Gun Garlett, and someone who I am privileged to coach with this year in under 12 reps, Chris Dorber. So a very stacked, experienced coaching staff to go along with the young head coach of our NBL1 team, Angus Burke.
Of course, it's not just been a lot of change off the court for the Bears. There's a whole bunch of new signings we're going to get through, we're going to talk about. It's been really exciting off-season for our Bears, starting with centre Nathaniel Musters. So Musters has come over from Bankstown. He's a centre, averaged 8.5 points last season, 8 rebounds and 52% shooting, so that's really efficient. He's a real rebounding machine, bruiser kind of centre, but can also finish at the basket, set those great screens, and you can run a bit of offense through him as well. He's experienced playing for Lafayette College. He did the 4 years there, the great program over there in the US, as well as playing professionally in the Netherlands. So you see a lot of that in the NBL1, a lot of European professional experience coming over. And of course, also played for one of our favourite Queensland teams, the Gladstone Port City Power.
Yes.
Back in the QBL, we've got a lot of love for our brothers and sisters up north. So Garen, do you think with Ben Fakira, unfortunately not coming back this year for the Bears, chasing a rugby union career, how do you think Nathaniel Musters is going to fit into this Bears team?
Yeah, I mean, he provides the strength that Ben Fakira did provide. He's a big body. Nathaniel Musters is someone that's very versatile, can stretch the floor at times, can post up, can make good plays out of the post. Just a really versatile player and the coach's favourite. So it's going to be fun to watch him play and see how he progresses throughout the season. And
staying in the front court, the Bears have brought a junior home after his a very successful college career. Of course, we're talking about Lewis Holy. Now, he's a bit of a centre power forward, a rebound machine. In fact, in his time with St. Francis, Illinois, became their all-time leading rebounder in college history.
Wow.
So He's one of those players who will really fill in that the defensive unit in the front court for the Bears, and really fill in that hole that, again, people like Ben Ficure have left, Brendan Ferrer, unfortunately not coming back this year as well, so Lewis Holly, a Norths junior, coming home. Now, Garen, the Bears have made a huge signing this offseason, a real marquee player, NBL talent, can jump out of the gym, scoring machine. Of course, we're talking about Junior Madut. He is joining the Bears. He's currently playing for Southeast Melbourne Phoenix in the NBL. He's a 6'6" shooting guard, originally a Blacktown Storm junior. Blacktown always producing great talent out there. He also has college experience for Eastern Florida State, but started his college career there, moved over to Hawaii where he became one of their key players. He averaged 10 points, 5 rebounds in his junior year, the last year he played over there.
Yeah, the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, the Rainbow Warriors. Started in all 28 games, so really led that team, was the leader in field goal attempts for that squad as well in Hawaii. No slouch of a program. So Garen, what do you think this dynamic, athletic shooting guard adds to the Bears team? What do you think, what style of play do you think he's going to go?
Yeah, well, firstly, it's a huge replacement for Pat Sanders, who's not going to be here this season.
Yeah.
Scoring option, someone you can give the ball to and can create offense when you need it, when your team's not, structured, or you don't have that balance or whatnot, and you just need someone to go to. Yeah, he's basically a shot creator, someone that can get his own bucket, has NBL experience with the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, an athletic wing, a guard, can play both positions. Just his overall presence and energy, that's what I love about him. He just provides that young energy you really need, can hype the bench up, can hype the coaching staff. It just provides great energy, and couldn't ask for much more in a young athlete. So
yeah, it's going to be a big one, especially with Iggy Mitchell transferring over to the Sydney Comets. Don't worry, we will have our Comets preview coming up soon. He's really going to fill in that role as that elite NBL talent for the Bears. And the final player we want to talk about today maybe isn't a new signing, but it's a youth league player who's going to be stepping up. As you said before, the Morgan Twins will be playing a bigger role in the NBL1 squad this year. But of course, the youth league squad last year, the MVP of that team, Josh Payne, has committed to come back to the Bears, which I think is a huge coup. He's dominated when he in high school for Knox, dominated at Sydney Uni, he's dominated at JUCO for South Georgia Tech. So Josh Payne, Garen, what do you remember about Josh Payne last year? What's he going to bring to this team?
What I remember is his 12 3-pointers that he made in the UBL finals.
Yeah.
Coached under Tom Garlip, and Tom Garlip also had coached him in the rep program here at Norths. So he's a youth player, he's athletic, he's got out the gym range, he's got bounce like you wouldn't believe, can post, maybe chucking a couple posters this season. And his brother Matt Payne, who most of you might know, also played youth league. So the two brothers played youth league, and they just wreak havoc. That's all I can say.
He'll be back this year as well. Yeah, Matt Payne for the youth league team, which is great. But of course, older brother Josh Payne stepping up into the NBL1 squad. I think going to have a more full-time role there, just focus on his NBL1 career, and for good reason. The guy averaged 18 points in youth league last year. Unfortunately, that youth league team did have to bow out after in the second round of finals against the Maitland Mustangs, which we had the privilege of commentating. But a lot of talent from that youth league team stepping up, and Josh Payne, I think, is going to really fill in on the wings, as I said, with Nick Blair, Chris McElhatton not coming back this year, players like Pat Sanders, Iggy Mitchell. There's a lot of empty spots on the wings, so Josh Payne, I think, is definitely going to help to fill that for Angus Burke's team.
For sure.
And Garen, it's not just the players who are new, it is, of course, our returning players who are going to make a big difference this year for the Norths Bears. Garen, who's returning this year as far as we know so far?
Well, one of our favourites, the defensive anchor, the defensive star, the rebounding machine, Mike Golding, who's returning back. And so he should. And a more different role this season, I believe, being more of a scoring option this season as opposed to just being a defensive clamps, as they called it last year. So look to see him shoot more outside shots, be more assertive on offense, off the dribble, create for others. Mike Golding, just, you know how Mike Golding is, he's the glue guy basically, what we call the anchor man. Brennan Reimer, who was our leading scorer last year for the team, really stepped up. Previously played Waratah League under Ben Knight for us, went to college, got a ton of experience and elevated his game to a level you would not believe. So Brennan Reimer, just a catch and shoot guy, off the dribble, create for others, just a scoring threat you really need to keep on your scouting report.
I think last year was unlucky to miss out on the Team of the Year for NBL1 East. I think it was just a few injury problems towards the end of the season, but Brennan Reimer is definitely one to watch for that Team of the Year, also potentially even MVP, but I don't want to jinx it. So you got Mike Golding, Brendan Reimer, two Norths veterans coming back. Who else?
Yeah, we got the young Mikey Young, played for our youth league also last year, and point guard's going to be massive for us. Point guard depth. So it's cool to have Mikey Young back, someone who's very quick, deceptively quick. Can get to the basket, can shoot off the dribble, provides that spark plug off the bench that we really needed. And he did so last season, so good to see him returning back this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked to see Mikey Young stepping into the starting lineup here and there, maybe even taking that starting point guard position if maybe Coach Burke wants to put Bren Rum off the ball. Mikey Young is extremely capable, coming off a great UBL season as well, playing with Josh Payne. So it's good chemistry building there, and as you said, another youth league player stepping up. Garen, we got one more player that we know of coming back that has been confirmed in the media from Woj. We've got Anatoly Bose returning for another season.
Yeah, Anatoly, veteran experience, gives that good balance. Got a bunch of young guys, and then you've got your vets like Mike Golding and Anatoly Bose, which is going to be key for us. Anatoly plays really unselfish for a big, looks to find others before he finds his shot. Has that soft touch around the rim, like, you know, the floaters, the post hooks, the jump hooks, the turnaround shots. And yeah, look to see him just be the veteran presence that we need, and the big body, because obviously we're short on big, so good to see Anatoly Bose return this season. It's going to be huge.